What is up, YouTube? It's me, Sticks again. Just kind of following up on the previous callouts I did at the beginning of the week. I believe I did it Monday, and then I recorded something on Tuesday as a follow up to the Monday video, and I totally forgot to post it. I apologize. So I'm kind of combining both of them into one video. This is the one you're watching. All right. So I'm going to play now the part that I filmed on Tuesday. And then after that part, I'll continue it on. Today is Saturday, but I'll continue what happened throughout the week. All right, play the intro. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Sticks again. Gonna go over kind of a review of the second day of trading for the week. Today is August 13th, and yesterday I gave my top uh, four or three stocks that I'm watching this week, and I just want to comment on how they are doing, and it's pretty much going according to plan. Starting off with AMD, as you see, I have marked my support, resistance. Sorry if you guys can hear my dog in the background. My support and my resistance. I had drawn some circles here showing how it's bounced back between there over and over and over multiple times. And sure enough, look at here. Remember, I had gone over on episode 2 about entry and exit and how I said, you could be conservative as I would have been, and I would have withdrawn or rather sold my shares here because I don't know what's going to happen and in the future, right? Well, look at this. Sure enough, I had called it right. It starts dipping, and it's continued to dip. So I would love to watch AMD around this level. The reason I'm saying is because it's a known support. So odds are that if it touches here, it's gonna bounce back up. Now I'm not gonna trade it. I'm not gonna get back into it until I see the bounce back up. All right. Notice here how it's touched it here and then it bounced back up and all of a sudden it dropped after hours. Keep in mind of that can always happen. So nothing that I'm saying or nothing anybody will say ever about stocks and trading is written in stone. Things like this happen. So just be cautious. Have a stop loss. Have a mental stop. Anything that will help you get out of your trade if you see it going against you. So I would love to see it here. I think it will be quite a good return if I was able to jump into a trade after I see the bounce back at this level. That was about 17%, almost 17%. All right, next one is DGAS. So here's DGAS. As we can see, it's staying around this channel. For now, it touched here, sort of after hours. Staying around this channel. These are previous supports from before. I'm not sure why there's two. I'm sure further down the timeline, I must have drawn those lines. But I'm gonna leave them alone, and I'm gonna let's see what happens. Obviously, here we might, we might expect a bounce back up. Possibly. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe after hours, it'll bounce back up a little bit. Um, if that's the case, unfortunately, I did not get in here because it hasn't bounced back up first. It would have been nice if it bounced back up from here. I probably would have taken a small trade, um, possibly looking at like 9%, maybe 8%. In reality, probably less, probably like 6 or 5. But that still would have been nice if you put in 5,000 or 10,000 bucks, like I probably would have. All right. Ideally, I would love to for this to hit all the way here. I think that would be a much better entry, but we'll see. All right. So that is DGAS. Let's go to JNUG. As mentioned before, JNUG, I was just watching it because it's doing crazy stuff at the moment. And look at it. Sure enough, it took a today, August 13th. It took a big drop, went back up, another big drop. So this is a previous, looks like a previous resistance here, 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 here. We'll see what happens here. I'm watching it at this level and I'm watching it at this level. Um, so if it does, I'm going to set an alert here just in case if it does go below that, we'll see. Okay. Um, Another thing about alerts is I don't think they go off after hours, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure they don't. Um, but anyway, yeah. So JNUG's dropping. If it goes here and I see it bouncing, I would buy it simply because I have a potential of like a 15, 14, between 14 to 16% return on that. That'd be great. Um, yeah, between probably 14% because I won't buy it until it bounces up. So it could be here before I purchase it and then watch it ride all the way up. That is JNUG. I went through AMD, DGAS, JNUG, and I think I had JNUG. I forgot now. AMD, DGAS, JNUG. Oh Lord, I forgot what else there was. Huh, can't remember. Yeah, definitely can't remember. Oh well. Yeah. So watching here. Oh my God, my pen, my mouse button. Anyway. All right. Well, I guess we'll just go over those three. I can't remember what other stock it was that I mentioned. I apologize. So I just went over AMD, DGAS, and JNUG. And out of those three, they seem to be following exactly what I was saying. And that's one of the reasons why I follow my trading the way I do. Of course, SPY is great, but I love trading options in SPY. I wouldn't swing this. It just doesn't, when it moves, you have to have a lot of money to be able to make a lot of money from SPY, doing direct shares from SPY. I prefer trading the options when I am scalping. I $1,000 a day easily in SPY. All right. Well, thank you so much. All right. So now it is Saturday, August 17th. The week went by, a bunch of stuff happened, and we're going to go over that. So right now, AMD. So AMD did what it was supposed to do. It went down as we had originally saw, went up, hit here, went back down. Um, as we saw already, it actually touched the support line again, went back up, it fell again, touched it sort of, and then went back up, and then this big candle. I believe this happened after hours actually, and then now it's back up here. So the possibility of it actually going up are kind of, it looks more possible now. It does seem like it's going to be going up a little more. Um, why is this here? So it's possible that it reaches here instead. Again, nothing is written in stone. This is not 100%. So there is a possibility that this thing could end up back down here or even further where this level was. But of course, that's why we always keep a tight follow up or a tight stop loss. So for example, if you did buy here and it went up, it went down here. So now your stop loss, if you bought here, right, as this bubble is, as this represents, let's say you bought at this level, well, and your stop loss is here. If it went up, you should be moving your stop loss. Stop loss meaning where you plan to exit if it reaches that level. All right. So if you bought here and it went up, it went down, your stop loss is here, you still haven't stopped out, right? And it's going up. This is after hours. So it jumped up after hours. So you should be moving here. Now this moved down, but this is after hours. This big candle happened after hours, so it's not like you had any control over it. You wouldn't have been able to stop out anyway, and good thing because now it's up here at 31.25. So we'll see what happens on Monday. Oh, that reminds me. Actually, I will be gone. I'm gonna be in Hawaii. I'll probably post some videos that happened in Hawaii, but all next week, all the way until probably next Monday, I'll be gone. I'll come back. I believe it's next Monday or next Tuesday. So I'll be recording then. I'll be posting more videos, and it'll be interesting to see what happens because I'm not gonna watch any of the markets when I'm away. I'll probably just be having some fun over there. But anyway, so that is AMD. Let's look at DGAS next. Oops, can't type today. All right, so DGAS. So this is what happened on Monday, the 13th. No, Tuesday the 13th, right? Anyway, so this is what we were discussing at before. It sure enough, it dropped down. It bounced here. Unfortunately, this happened after hours, and it bounced back up. Now it's dropping back down again. It actually broke this support, as you can see, right? So if you would have bought, I mean, actually, there is no way to buy here because it hadn't bounced yet. The bounce actually happened. As you see, it hit here and then it bounced. It happened overnight. The gray is overnight. The black is when the market's open. So this bounce occurred overnight, so you wouldn't have been able to get in anyway. And then it jumped up, and then all of a sudden, during the market, it went down, and then after hours, it just dropped, and then during market open, it went down even further. It broke the support, crashed completely, went back up. Now, remember what I mentioned on the previous video? Um, Old supports become new resistances, and same thing vice versa. New resistance become become new old resistances become new supports. So this used to be a resistance, right? I'm sorry, this used to be a support, right? It was using this line as a support here, so this is a support. Now that it broke the support, now it's excuse me, now it's using this as a resistance. So it hit here and it seems to be going down again. So this line is now a resistance and it looks like it's on its way down again. What's going to happen here is going to be interesting because I wonder if it's going to bounce here and then it might break towards the upside again, or it might break towards the downside again. So when it comes to this part, when you're stuck in a wedge or a triangle, as you see here, and it's bouncing between those and it's getting tighter and tighter as the triangle gets smaller, I don't trade that. I usually just wait for the break. Okay, like here, how it broke down. Well, I wait for the break in the triangle, and then that's for example. So if I see during the day that it's starting to move up, I wait for that break past that resistance line here, and if it breaks up, that's when I would enter and then just ride it up as long as it goes. All right. Same thing for the downside. If I see that it's moving down, then I would wait for the break on the downside and then enter there. I'm not sure what this line's from, so we can disregard that line. It looks like maybe it was from a previous. Looks like it's similar to this one. So anyway, but yeah. All right, that is DGAS. So it looks like it did exactly as we had said. It was going to bounce, and then here it actually broke the support. Now it turned into a resistance, and it is fighting it. Now it's going back down. All right, that's DGAS. Let's try JNUG. Let's see what JNUG says. All right, so JNUG was here. This is what we were talking about on 13th. Yep, August 13th, right here. And it didn't exactly touch it on the first candle. Then it bounced back up quite a bit by noon, and then overnight it went up, and then it started to go back down and then back up. So it seems to be squeezing here on a smaller triangle, right? So then I'm very curious to see what happens now that it's squeezed up quite a bit. Um, when you start to get lower, okay, this is going to sound weird, especially if you're a new trader, but when you start to get lower highs, so this is the high, right, of that day, right here. Well, right here, if you're considering market open only, this is the high of that day, but it was higher, it's lower. The high of the day, it's lower than the previous high, right? This is the high of the day for the 15th, and it's lower than the previous high on the 14th, which is lower than the previous high on the 13th, which is lower than the previous high on the 12th. So each high on the different day, it's now lower than the previous high. You see that? So when it starts to make lower highs, that means that it's going downward. Even though this doesn't really reflect that much, it's still going downward, right? So it's making lower highs and lower lows. So that means it's going down. When it's doing this, I don't like to trade. I like to just watch it until it squeezes through and see what happens. Where does it break? Is it gonna break? Is it gonna break? Oh my God, come on, you stupid thing. Is it gonna break on the upside here from this? This is a resistance line, right? Because it's above the stock. This is a support line because it's below the stock. So is it gonna break upwards or is it going to break downwards? It's going to break the support or is it going to break the resistance? All right. So yeah, that is JNUG. So I'm curious to know it did what we said it would do, right? We were talking about it over here, and it did bounce off from here, Son of a biscuit. Sorry about that. It did bounce off from there, but then it kind of immediately bounced back up. So it didn't. We didn't really get a play. We should have taken the play here, I guess, if it bounced. I wasn't watching JNUG. I must have not been watching JNUG, otherwise I would have traded it. But because even though it was a small climb and I didn't have this charted, so mind you, I would have had to get out by watching it because I had this charted, so I would have anticipated it to reach here versus here, this line. So let's say that I would have gotten in here. From here, that's 10%. If I would have put down 10K, not bad. That would have made 1,000. All right, not bad at all. So yeah, that is JNUG. Again, this is just educational, entertainment purposes. This is the most basic of trading, where you do chart analytics. You basically this is a fundamental. This basically is the most basic of trading. You grab your chart, you draw your lines, see where the patterns are, see what you can make an educated guess as to where it's going to go, and then based on that, you create a an entry and an exit. All right. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I do plan on going into more detail, maybe doing options, quick little intro to trading options or something like that. That's usually what I trade. I either swing trade to get the account growing first when I do a 5K challenge, and then I usually just do options. Um, it's so easy to make money from options. It's ridiculous. Anyway, yeah. So follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Please follow, subscribe on the YouTube. It really helps me out. Something else that I want to mention, and I'll do a whole different video on this, is I will be giving away money. I plan because the account is very small right now. It's only at 56 or 57 subscribers. I plan to give away $100 as soon as I reach 100 subscribers. I'll give another $100 when I reach 200, and then when I reach 300, 400, 500, all the way until I reach 1,000. When I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will start doing bigger giveaways, maybe like $500, 300 first place, 200 second place, 100 third place, or something along that line. Um, Actually, that math there was kind of messed up because I was 600. Anyway, I plan on be doing something like that. I'll go into more detail as to how you can enter and how you do that. Anyway, so I will post a video. You're supposed to like and comment on that video. That's your entry to the giveaway, and then I will pick someone at random from those comments. I will pick someone at random, and then I will go ahead and post the winner as soon as I reach 100 subscribers. And then again, I'll do that for 200, 300, etc. All right. Thank y'all so much. Peace.